Oh, I can tell it's extreme different. Granted, I haven't done any of the PvP yet. Granted, though, I'm not a PvP
The
kind of guy, but
this
that's something else.
PvP game sucks. I'm glad you're not into PvP because it sucks.
Okay, fair enough. That's not skin off my bones.
Yeah, it
But
sucks.
to call this game better than ESO,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say yes because there's just more variety in tanking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to spam taunt and hold block in order to actually do anything. You can actually be more proactive, which I found to be an utter annoyance within ESO.
Mm-hmm.
Being a main tank on ESO,
Yeah.
I found it very boring in order to just sit there and just constantly tank to the point where I just had to start attempting to build into healing so I could be an off tank rather than main tank. But again, it was just boring.
Right. It's just it's always like taunt and block in ESO and then
Yeah,
gather up, and it's like the I feel like one of the things we always talked about was we as a tanks in ESO. Like I love the way that we can make the builds and get our mitigation to a
yeah. There's
certain point.
always just a variety of builds, tanks, but
Right, but the thing
again,
about
it's
it
just
is
in the end, it's just holding block and
yeah,
spamming taunt.
and then doing a heavy attack to recoup. It's like and that's I
Yeah,
feel
and God forbid you get into a massive full. There's no AOE taunt, so your team's just gonna have to AOE down all the ads before they get overwhelmed, and sometimes that just don't happen.
right, right. And the thing about it is, I feel like if we would have gotten like an AOE, like something effective, that could keep, so we didn't like when mobs would come up, it would make
Yeah,
taking more, you know what I'm saying, like interesting.
yeah, I know what you're getting at. Heck, they could have turned in fire into an
Yeah,
AOE taunt.
dude, that would be the bomb because, that's a
You can
perfect
just make it a
example.
cone in front of you, and boom, that'd be perfectly
Like
good.
the two fire ones and throw out and it would hit multiples, right? Like that would be perfect. Or even like you could take like some abilities and like the DK's talents and give it a threat generation, you know
That'd be perfectly fine as well.
it's
Heck, Necromancer's latest tank class, with its Bone Goliath, if you morph Ravenous
I
Goliath,
saw
you are
that.
quickly killable.
Oh my
Like
god, that ultimate's
4K extra health at level
ridiculous.
5. And I haven't even put any points into health, mind you. I'm mainly leveling Magicka for that Necromancer, but I digress. An extra 4K health, and when morphed Ravenous, you just
You're still
consistently
here,
produce a 5,000 AoE, I mean 5,000 magic damage AoE that just consistently does damage.
right? Scott, what's
And it's
up?
just like, it's just gonna keep ticking, and it heals you for 100% of the damage dealt.
Well, and here is the thing too, because I feel like when tanking in Elder Scrolls, I enjoyed the different variety of tanking. Like DK is just to me like a novice element. I mean, it's a good tank, no doubt about it. I don't think anybody can argue that because it's everything that's in the kit really does benefit the tank. But it's like when you go out and you try the other classes, it does bring that little bit more of a challenge because of its kit, its limitations. It's not as accessible, in comparison.
True,
But it doesn't
true.
it doesn't limit it. So that's one of the things I always loved about ESO. But it's like you said, it doesn't change the mechanic of tanking. That's the problem. It doesn't. It
I mean, they,
doesn't
they,
give
they
it.
could get away, they can get rid of all of the taunts and have an like say a threat generation like enmity in this game, which I believe they're getting rid of right now, aren't they?
Not
Done
much,
that one.
Scott. You should come in to chat with us, man. And if you're on, you should come and play with us. But yeah, no. I honestly I feel like this, and I think Scott hit it best, Lord, because it was like this. He said ESO has this to offer, and Final Fantasy 14 has this to offer. Like they are two different games, and I feel like once they do get performance under control, I can play both. But I just feel like paying ZOS right now is not optional for me. until they get it performance under control. Because when you play this game, it's night and day. I'm like, I get 100 latency.
Oh yeah, it is severely night and day. Heck, it makes it even more disgusting considering this is a brand new PC.
Oh
and
my god!
And it still has a bit of trouble running smoothly. So, but this game, it runs butter
like
smooth.
butter, right?
What no, my frame rates are, I'll tell you, but I really don't know. But I digress. It's just fun.
On this, all you have to do is open up your menu, dude. Dude, just go to your cog thing. Did you get into that queue system yet, or is it still queued?
Oh yeah, it's still queuing up.
Okay.
It's still
if you don't get in by the time mine's up, I'll queue it up and we'll get in there. But if you open up your system configuration,
time's already elapsed for 6 minutes.
Yeah, if you open up your system configuration, it shows your frames per second, and you can run a program in the background. I forget what it's called. I have to look it up. But you can actually get your clock. And did you do your benchmark? Your benchmark will actually give you that information too. The Shadowbringers benchmark.
No, I don't think so.
Go to the type it in your search bar, search engine, or go to the Lodestone, and you can get your benchmarker test. It will give you your score and your speeds, all in your data information, to let you know what you're going to be running at for Shadowbringers. And you can switch out settings so you can get optimization, configuration for speeds. But, I'm just like, that's the thing. I never thought that I would get into this game because it was so story driven. But, I was surprised. So let me see if I have that open. I do.
Oh, wow. I'm holding 60 FPS at high desktop. That is actually great.
Right, dude. Right. So I'm going to get...
What happens at maximum? Let's see what happens.
Oh, dude.
Still
you should be
smooth.
60. Yeah, you should be smooth as hell. Okay, we're going to queue this up, and you need the naval hard.
Yes, the naval on hard.
All right, no problem. Yeah, we'll get this queue now because you got a tank. DPS is always struggling with that, but working on my DK race change to orc. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, with tanks and healers, I'll that's why I ran for tank on ESO. It's just like it's so quick to get queues and gameplay that it's just more beneficial to be a support or a tank.
There it is.
It's just queued.
The thing about it is, too, like, are you going to be maining a tank, or have you decided in Shadowbringers what you're going to be maining?
To be honest, I still have no idea what I'm gonna main.
I know.
I'm not even gonna joke about it. All these different classes is just like, all these look so fun, and I do not know what to actually make of it.
Now, here's what I gotta ask. Now, you know how slow the combat starts in the beginning. When did you really start feeling because the combat's completely different. When did you feel the combat started getting interesting to you? Around what level?
Around level 30 with my Dragoon.
You're with the Dragoon?
Yes. It is at level 60 now, but still.
Right. It does get interesting. Now, did you start running macros?
I have still yet to figure out macros.
Well, I'm going to be coming out with videos for different jobs, so I will be, going over all that. So I hope I hope it helps, especially now. Are you keyboard and mouse, or are you playing on a controller?
Keyboard and mouse.
Keyboard and mouse. Okay, edge.
Oh boy, what am I supposed to do now?
Get to the edge.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of weird how the trials are in here versus ESO. So
the funny part is I haven't even done. Oh my god, that just did that. I haven't even done the trial in ESO because it was always so much of a struggle. Oh boy, that's gonna hurt.
Now, did you do vet DSA
Never mind,
and
I'm
stuff?
gone. I'm now on the floor. Yep. That just went literally off the edge.
It knocked you out. Yeah, you'll be out for the rest of the fight. Because this one's unforgiving. If you get knocked out, you're literally dead. But you only need the completion. As long as you get the completion, you're good.
Right.
I like tanking in this game. Like you said, I feel like there's just diversity everywhere. And once you start understanding the rotate, I like the simple fact that they kept the rotation simple. Like, it's simple, but it's how you utilize the GCD abilities that kind of gives it the interest. Like, when do you pop your cooldown? When's the time that you do it? You know? And Red Mage is interesting because I think you're gonna enjoy Red Mage as a DPS. Dragoon has, like, you know, a very, like, technical application when it comes to rotation, because if you miss your thrust or you miss your, you know, your string combo, you lose so much DPS. And Red Mage, it's like, it's a fire effect, you know. And I'm sure you're seeing all this difference between the Red Mage and the Dragoon, you know.
Oh yeah, granted, Bear Stone and Bear Fire are always on chance based, Bear Thunder and Bear Arrow, but it doesn't make much of a difference when in AoE pulls. For a while there, my only AoE choice was Scatter, and considering it did only 100 potency, it was not really all that effective.
Right. But it, you know, I like the gear progression system. It's, you know, to me, it keeps it interesting, and I'm fine with it. The only thing that, you know, it's like in this game, we have a meta. You know, we can't, you know, get around it. You know, there's no way of like stating, well, you know, we're not gonna, you know, because of the way the systems work, the support. Like, you play Dragoon, that's a support DPS. Like, it increases critical for your team, you know?
Yeah.
It's like what the Dragoon offers currently in as far as this meta. Like, a lot of people are hesitant to play the Dragoon. But what the Dragoon offers the party in raids, nobody can deny, you know? So that's where it's all at.
Yeah, considering the Dragoon offers I would say, party-wide crit rate buff and a party and Pierce debuff, which does help Bard and I believe it's Bard and actually Red Mage, some of the Red Mage's own abilities. It's really helpful to have a Dragoon around.
Right.
But it's their jump system that I have died a fair amount of times to.
Oh, yeah. We're losing a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. We have like 4 people dead, one of which is the healer.
I know. And the other healer should be getting...
Dude,
Oh, did he get knocked out? I bet you he got knocked off, didn't he?
Oh, looks like they are indeed reviving people.
Well, that would be great.
Oh, well, that guy's about gone. Oh, never mind.
I'm like sitting here like I'm waiting for all these take busters, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, just heal me. I'm getting take busted. I'm dead. They don't throw the heal, I'm screwed. Oh, there it is.
That emergency heal.
Oh my god, right? That's the one thing like. I can't wait for Shadowbringers. Now, when you saw the Shadowbringers trailer, I have never seen a trailer like that in years, dude. And
It's been a while since I've seen good trailers. Mostly because whenever I see a trailer, my expectations go up, and then I get to it, and it's like, I guess I got too hyped about it, so I kind of stopped the trailer for that reason. I mean, it's a fairly decent enough reason to stop watching it. It's just classic disappointment, but from what I've heard, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
knowing that several characters are pretty much going to be put in. I've never seen the dance in all of Final Fantasy, but that's not the point.
Now you're a Final Fantasy. So you played other Final Fantasy games.
A few others, yes.
So what do you think about the storyline here? Are you impressed with it, or did you think it was drawn out?
To be honest, as much as I like a good story, I'd rather read that story in terms of lore. Like, if I were to use Destiny for an example, their story is, let's be honest here, dog shit on a hot summer day. It is just bad.
Right.
It's just that lore on the inside that you gotta find is actually fairly entertaining. Like, for instance, there's a character within the game named Shax. This character is just straight known for being a bona fide badass beyond reason. Like, he's just retarded. He basically kills the boss we are currently dying to with his own bare fists on the hot when he's bored.
But just when he's bored?
But then in the story, there's also this queen of another race, and with her wish-granting space dragon, summons up the badass and tells him, "Read me a book." Shaxter proceeds to destroy the book in her face and then recite it by heart. He has never seen this book before. He just straight destroys the book and recites it by heart. Something he has never read before. And at the end of the lore, it said probably the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the helmet stayed on. And I'm just like, what the world did y'all do? Because, like, I've never heard anything like that before, because that was just plain hilarious. Also, All Healers Are Dead.
Wow, the one's
It was just like,
barely.
It was hilarious. That's all I could really call it. It was just like, wow, this is absolutely hilarious, but I digress. It's just like, that was just a funny bit of lore that actually made me laugh and get interested. And that lore had nothing to do with the story. It's just extra bits of lore that made no sense for it to have.
Right.
But it was so interesting that I didn't mind.
We're gonna have to redo this. Like this whole team got ripped. Oh my god! So now he reses me. Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, it's just one of those comments.
It's fine.
Are you just immortal in that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll die.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
Got it. Yeah, you know.
One of our scholars' head fell off.
It's a pug, you know. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I've never been one to actually be too miffed about things failing.
We got actually a 10% buff for our failure on on hard mode.
Oof, you failed. Have a buff for it.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, you know what? Why don't you guys try again? And that's another thing. Like I love the mechanics in the game, but it is very pug friendly. You know, I feel that's another thing why this game isn't so toxic. You know, it's like, okay, well, we don't need to be toxic because we want the players to experience the content. And you know, and to challenge themselves, you know. So we're going to make harder modes, but at the same time, it's about everybody playing to their own capability, which I find refreshing.
Yep.
But
I'm not gonna lie, with this Red Mage class, I do like the fact.
Go ahead. You like
that we have the ability to just dual cast, and that is a very neat mechanic I have never played with in ESO.
Yeah, now see, that's another thing I feel like I actually feel like magic casters are casters. Like, do you feel like that? Like you're actually a caster? Because when I played Sork on ESO, I didn't feel like I was supposed to be casting magic because of the combat.
Yeah, no, in ESO, whenever oh god, that's gonna be me. Oh my god, how am I still in? I actually got hit by his knockback and I ended up still in.
Go to the edge and don't hit the red. Okay, there we go.
I still take damage.
Okay, now he's going to do this whole Titan Heart thing, and we got to kill that.
And I do like the Red Mage's meter. It makes me want to make the switch in between melee combat and AoE combat very frequently.
Granite's up. Yeah, it definitely it's in your best interest to pay attention to the mechanic. Your rotate. Like I like Red Mage because it's very flexible with its rotation. It has that nice little where like Dragoon, it's very direct. It's like you're going to sequence to get the best effect from Dragoon. But Red Mage, it's like your white's up a little bit. Now work your black. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And to be honest, I've found myself repeatedly casting Jolt, and whenever I am able to, mix in Arrow and Thunder in order to get multiple different ways of multiple different castings, such as I will full cast the Stone and Fire if they proc. It's just that I will not full cast the other one. Oh god, that's gonna hurt. It did hurt. And whenever I'm built up to 100, I just go to my numpad and just hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that order.
Okay, I'm right beside him with the granite. Watch. Oh. We're actually doing a lot better this round.
Yep. I believe one of our DPS did indeed get knocked off, though.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But it happened. Without our mages being knocked down, that's perfectly fine by me.
Yeah.
I just wish I had access to my own heal, of course.
Now, when did you get this PC? Recently, you said, right?
Yes, actually. Around the week of the 13th, my own birthday.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
now,
my tax return had came in, so I said, you know what? I'm going to treat myself.
No, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And the nice thing about PCs, at least they do last a while, and you can upgrade them. Like RAM and video graphics if you want.
Yep. Something I have been questioning. Do the bosses in this game have different kinds of resistances?
Yeah, well, the way it works is their backside, their front sides, and their left and right sides have different damage that applies. So if you hit it on the front, it has more defenses in the front than it does the back. So if you hit it from the back, and especially if you're Dragoon, you get a bonus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I feel like that's only Dragoon, though.
Well, no, the ninja also gets a bonus to the back. And everybody else gets, does hit harder on certain sides or back points. So it's kind of interesting how that all works out. I'm actually going to give it up to, I felt like the AST did really good. So
Yeah,
what's it like going from
good.
controller to,
I'm getting used to it fairly slowly.
very slowly?
That is a pass on that.
It's not so bad. On ESO, it feels completely different. Like, if I get on ESO on my PC, I still, to this day, will play on a controller. Because I learned on a controller.
It's just that ESO was specifically designed for a controller. As far as
It feels like it, right? It feels very adaptive. And this game does a good job with controller configuration, but it doesn't have that open element like the keyboard does. And I feel like with the keyboard, I can just, lay out my UI a lot better. So I'm more accustomed to using keyboard and mouse. But what I also like, you can use a keyboard and mouse on your PlayStation 4 with this game.
Also notice that it has Xbox controls within the control configuration.
Yep, absolutely.
And that confused me a little bit, as I thought it was never going to be on Xbox, just PlayStation.
Yeah, and see that we have E3 coming up, and I'm hoping for a big announcement on that with Square Enix. So I'm like, oh, I'm like holding everything. I'm like, ah. Now, once you turn it in, you'll get another quest from Urianger, and I want to say that one's supposed to take you to Morgana.
Yeah, this one currently has me having to fight. It's Primal Awakening, right? I have to fight through these.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oddest Dens, or whatever the hell they are. Fuck, I'm just gonna blow everything up. That's part of the reason why I want to start leveling a max Black Mage. To be honest, just
Oh,
how
Black
many
Mage hits
how many
so hard.
explosions can I make within 5 minutes?
Right, right. I don't know, like the MP cap coming up. Did you see the live letter where there's going to be an MP cap now for like caster? Oh, wait, for everybody. They're getting rid of TP, so TP is gone. So you know how you have your AOE's on your
Yeah.
physical characters. Well, you don't have to do that. Don't worry about that anymore. So everybody has an MP cap of 10,500. And the only thing I'm a little apprehensive about is the Black Mage and the healers, because Black Mage recovers, but their rotations dependent on how much magic they have to cast their rotation. You know what I'm saying? To get everything
Yeah.
out before they recover. And with that small of a cap, like how many fires can they get out? How many fires can you get out now? You know?
To be honest, with MP, I've barely noticed it dip below. To be honest, even a third
Mm-hmm.
while playing Black Mage. I mean, while playing Red Mage.
Yeah, Red Mage is not as MP like drawn like the Black Mage is, but that's the offset with the Black Mage. Black Mage hits so hard when it's not in recovery, but when it's in recovery, its DPS starts slowing down. But Red Mage, it's all about the dual cast and keeping everything going, because when you go in and you're starting to hit, it takes nothing for magic. So it's like that when you're using your saber, it's just like and it's like magic
Yeah,
just
it's just basically
sustains.
hit 3, 4, 5, and then just hit Flechette. And
Right.
just be done.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like
Good
it's a
combos.
6 skill combo, and then just back to casting until it builds
Right.
up.
Except
Granted, I
the
do not mind it, but I kind of want it a little bit more with melee. Just
yeah,
a wee bit.
that's the thing, right? Now is that why you took the Red Mage, because it had that melee capability?
Yeah, it
Or
had that slight melee capability, and I just
mm-hmm.
like that seems very good.
Yeah.
All right, now I have the Binding Coil of Bahamut,
Okay.
turns 1 through 5.
And what's it? If you hit the map, does it have a map icon?
No, I mean I've actually unlocked the raids, and that's
Oh,
what it
okay,
looks like.
okay. So, did you go to Mordania?
All right, Morgana.
Mordania. Yeah, it should. You should have to go there first, or so you do have the quest. It's a quest called Binding of right. I'm trying to think here. Let me.
I just did Primal Awakening. It took me nowhere near Morgana.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to. I'm gonna look up that next quest. What was the next quest called?
I I have not slept.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even gonna joke about that one. I have no
You
idea.
yeah, you should have to go to Mordana now, and I'm trying to look it up.
All right,
'Cause
back to Horizon. Check to go to the Waking Sands. There now, because he did have another Primal quest. I should have grabbed both of them while, but hindsight is hindsight.
so there's the Labyrinth of the Ancients, and it's called the Legacy. The quest is called Legacy of Alag.
Exit Valad. Wait, that
Yeah.
quest was already available
Yep.
when I was in Morgana.
Yep. So go ahead and get that quest next.
Gotcha. I'm gonna quickly grab the quest over here in the
That's the
Waking Sands real quick, just in case.
yeah, because that's the next one you want to get. There's just so much content too in this game. But it's been out for 10 years. And mind you,
Yeah, if it's been
that's
out
the
for 10
one
years,
thing. Right.
I don't really expect it to be different if it's a 10-year-old game.
Right. Right. But I think it's aged well. That's another thing that really
Yeah,
surprised me.
it has that Borderlands kind of art style, where the art style will just stay youthful forever.
Right. It really, the only thing I felt like when, and there is a difference between a Realm Reborn and then going into Stormblood, like between like graphics and stuff. And what amazes me is like you see it in the mounts, you see it in the terrain, you see like the adaptation, like they're improving the graphics with each update, and it is impressive. But one of the things that I really keep admiring about this game from each part is the CGI for the cutscenes, because the story cutscenes are phenomenal, and Square Enix is like the master at that. Out of all the game companies, you could literally probably sit down and watch, those stories like a movie.
Yes, they do link together very well. It,
Like, like that's another thing. Like ESO, I love their trailer for Elsewhere. I just wish it had voice. I was like, why didn't they like at least have Abner
to be
Tharn
honest, what
speak
they
or
probably should have
something?
done is like not show any of the dragons. If I'm being completely
I'm
honest.
I'm actually disappointed with the dragon mechanics and fights recently.
Yeah, I really am too. But like, they probably should have held back the dragons. Like, say, oh hey, there's also dragons. The moment you log in, it's like, oh, this wasn't in.
Right,
It would have
right,
been a surprise.
right.
Which is why I don't like watching
Got
certain
you.
with the spoiler, because it's one of those surprise things that just it's the first experience.
And see, and that's what really surprised me with Square Enix, because they limited the people and the accessibility they had. So we know next to nothing going into Shadowbringers. Like
The best thing we know is that we're going to be able to use a gun sword and we're able to dance all over.
Right, right. That's it. It's
Which
like,
now I just want to meme it up and somehow run a bard and just be like, okay, I have a team of dancers and I'm the only bard. Let's do it.
okay, now he's going to talk to you, right? And then he's going to send
Yep.
you. Then you're going to get a quest, and it's going to tell you to go in to Labyrinth of the Ancients, and it'll say unlocked or something. Or have you talk to somebody else after you do this part. And this is a chain. It'll unlock all three of your raids. Now, the lower tier raids, like I said, aren't so bad. And then you'll progress. Now, you are 60, so you can also unlock the other ones as well. And because from 50, there's 3 level 50 raids, 3 level 60 raids, 3 level 70 raids. And then, of course, when Shadowbringers comes out, we'll get, I want to say like 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks before the first raid's out. And that will be the new raid system. And then we every like couple months we get a new raid implemented for progression. And new,
Right. Now I need to go through two entirely different areas to grab things.
okay.
Well, fetch quest beyond the leaf, I guess. All right, let's do this one. Oh, there. Camp Overlook.
Okay, which way we got to go?
Oh, these are in two completely different areas, apparently.
So you have to
Like
go to
one-
Camp Overlook?
Yes, one's in Camp Overlook, and the other one, Jesus Christ, is near Aleport. And I'm pretty sure those two are nowhere near each other.
Yeah, yeah, and they're just fetch quests, as I think these ones are. I think you just got to go talk to them.
Yep. Luckily, I outlevel everything within the zone, so nothing's going to really come up. In terms of the classes I've actually tried and the classes I've yet to try, to be honest, the classes I have tried, let me open the character now, would be Marauder, Dark Knight, Dragoon, Samurai, Mechanist for a little bit, Arcanist, and Red Mage.
So you're a paladin, aren't you?
Paladin.
Tank. What's your tank?
Oh,
Warrior?
Dark Knight.
Oh, DK. You're a DK. Got you.
Yeah.
So how do you like the DK? Dude, did you see? Did you get? You didn't get to see the new animations DKs get with Shadowbringers, have you?
Oh yeah, they get some shadow shit. I'm just
My
like,
God, right?
that looks absolutely fun.
Dude, I about passed the fuck out when I saw that. I was like, oh my flipping God.
Oh goody, something decides to fuck with me. If only I knew how to make skill combos together.
Yeah, the macros, I'll go over them. Yeah, I got a video,
Right.
one video, but I'm not posting any. Oh, you're already done here?
Yes, it's just literally click that thing, kill that guy, and then let's just go to Elborn.
You know, the funny thing is, I was going to come out with these videos, and that's why I've been waiting. Like, so many people watch my streams, but I'm really known, like, in ESO for my builds. And I was like, okay, well, I can't do real builds in this because we have a linear progression. So when the new new battle system gets implemented, I'll come out with macro systems or configurations, as I like to call them. And I think that'll help players, customize their play style with their jobs a lot easier. So, oh, by the way,
I'm not gonna lie. For a while, I thought I had it down pat by somehow managing to cheat the world by making full entire combos just a one button press and watch the cutscene. Not even a joke. That did not work out at all.
Pop question too. What do you think about never having to roll an alt?
Oh, that is absolutely great.
I mean, seriously.
One thing I did not like about ESO is that if I wanted to try the new class, well, it looks like I'm making an entirely new character.
And you're gonna farm everything
in the
from
same
all
Alakir
over.
Desert zombie farm.
Yes, I do that. That's my place. I'm going to Alakir every day, all day, and it's just so fast. It's like it's no joke.
It is extremely quick and extremely easy. So much so that everyone literally does it, and if you do it at the wrong time of day, it's just going to be screwed.
And what do you think about Sky Shards being purchasable now? What was your thoughts on that?
Not gonna lie, there was one Sky Shard bit I did not understand for the life of me. That Sky Shard one was the one for the Cold Harbor.
Okay, yeah.
Singular one in Cold Harbor. Why on earth is that purchased?
The one you have to do the quest to get through the door to get.
Yes, why on earth is that, of all things, purchased?
Right. That one was always
that was his confusion part. I mean, yeah, I understand you have to include everything, but that doesn't make it better. That makes it just strange. I mean, granted, I don't mind it.
Right.
Because it does, in a way, make it so much easier to level alts now. And if you're an ESO Plus member, you basically get tons of plat. I mean, you get tons of the crowns anyway.
Yeah.
You can basically buy them all anyway.
Yeah, because what are you using your money on other than getting crown crates?
Yeah, exactly. So now they just kind of devalue crown crates a little bit. But there's one thing in ESO that I will hate to this day, and that is the level grind to Meteor.
Yeah.
Because it's not really level grind, it's a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it is. Thank God for websites, though. On the PC, though, if you play on PC now, you can get an ad that shows you all the locations.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I'm just like, so it kind of invalidated, like, the entire point of it.
That's another thing is, like, I feel like the add-ons for the PC players kind of like PC players on ESO act like they're elite, right? And it's like you have handicaps. You have an ad that's telling you how to play, like, Maelstrom.
Yeah, I don't mind add-ons all that much as long as they don't literally play the game for you.
Right.
But, like, if you're going to be an elitist cunt about it, then I'm going to have a bit bit of a problem.
Yeah, if you're gonna be like that, why? How can you actually say you are like that when you know?
Back to the back to Mordania, because to be honest, these in a single fight, Red Mage just quite literally deletes their opponent, which I absolutely love.
Yeah. No, I love the feel of Red Mage, and I feel like that's was my problem. Like Samurai's still my favorite just because of the animations and the way it
Oh yeah, the
feels.
samurai animations are always nice, but like from what I've played of samurai, it is extremely selfish.
Yeah, it is. It offers no support. Same thing with Black Mage though. Black Mage
Like
though,
it's splash debuff, and that's it in terms of party mechanics.
right. It's completely. But like that's why I feel like, and the Machinist is going to be like that, from my understanding. Like the Machinist has support right now, but it's more. It's with the new update with Machinist, it's going to be more, selfish DPS moving forward. Like, but it's going to hit like a freight
But from
train.
what I've heard of the machinists, they just get an entire fucking mech.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So the one thing I kept saying, like, I want to level a Machinist because, I just like the way it looks. I knew the rotation was going to be a little bit more strenuous, right? A little bit not, it's not going to be as forgiving based on, the overheating mechanics. But
Yeah, I
after,
think that increases your damage while it's cooling down, but
right.
technically speaking, that's still a DPS loss.
Right. And I was like, well, and then, it made sense when people were saying, we wish it had more mechanism than, for being a pet class, it doesn't feel like a pet class because the turrets really don't give it that feel. And because it's so like, they felt like the rotation was clunky, that I felt like Square Enix delivered a nice revamp of the Machinist. I felt like they did an awesome job.
Yep. Going to Camp Dragonhead now for the next part of this fetch quest. Jesus Christ, you could have given me all this at once to save us trouble.
I know.
I never get that. Why is it that whenever a fetch quest occurs, there's always a second part that requires you to go out and do more stuff?
I know. This is the only thing. Like, if I could keep to the storyline, I would. I would completely keep to this storyline. Jackson, you can purchase Sky Shards now. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you can purchase Sky Shards now, and it is just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and all, but I'll still never understand why one Sky Shard, not even a skill point, just one Sky Shard is purchasable.
Yeah, Jackson, it's true. Yeah, it's like, I mean, the whole thing is like, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to, like, to me, that's not a buy to win feature. That is not a buy to win feature.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm fall damage no longer complete.
This
will always get me.
I have no problem with, ZOS implementing that. Now, I'm a little opposed to RNG based, purchases like crates. But, given the fact that ZeniMax does offer, where you got to go down here?
No, I just fell down there by accident. That bit will always get me while I'm traversing this area. Luckily, fall damage does not seem to be lethal anymore.
Right. Like I said, there are pros and cons to this game. Like the rocks, the mountains there. I don't like the way the mountains look. But when you take a look at the environment, you see all the snowfall, and you see all this shit, you're like, yeah, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
Right.
Heck, the fact it has tracks in it for my own chocobo is...
Right. Yeah. And you're breathing, your wind. Like, a lot of people, from when I came to this game, a lot of people who used to watch me, I call them the ESO fanboys. I don't care if you like ESO. Just don't be a white knight about it. You know what I'm saying? We can all be a little
I don't mind
critical.
being a white knight. That just gives me a reason to destroy him even harder.
Yeah. Like, I don't care if they're white, if they like the game. Just don't be a white knight. And because this game's fun, but it has some cons to it. Like there's a little bit.
Every game has a flaw.
Right.
Forgotten Springs seems to be the closest one, so we're gonna go there.
Oh,
I'm gonna lie, having
you're
this new
done here
equipment is
already
scary.
too? Dang.
Yes,
This
it is
super
literally
quick.
just jump in, kill one thing, and then go to the next
Scott,
area.
you have to have the sky shards completed on at least one tune to be able to purchase on an alt. Yeah, this is true, and this is why it doesn't bother me. Like that, I think that's why it does not bother me at all, because it's not saying that they're letting you purchase it without having to do it. It's just saying, you've done
You have
it.
to do it only once
Yeah,
now.
you've done it. If you don't want to do it again, you want to save a little. It's a convenience thing. It's not a pay to win. Like I don't feel like Exhaust, out of all the
In
companies,
before they decided to make Mage Tomes purchasable.
yeah. The what? Like I don't feel like anything they've done though up to this point has a pay to win element. I don't like RNG. Like I like the Apex mounts. Let's talk about Apex. Why don't they just sell those direct? Slap
Granted, yes, you can buy the
$30 on them, $40
things,
on
but
them.
it's not. That's still not direct.
Right, but
It's just
like how many
hey,
times
roll
have
it,
you
will get it?
have you ever wanted an Apex mount? How many? And have you ever bought crates to try to get one, a specific one you were looking for?
I think I have the Sigic Order horse before they got a complete relook,
Got you.
which honestly pisses me off because the Sigic horse, it was just a literal phantom horse with armor.
Yeah.
Now it's just a horse
Like
with painting.
I have
on
two.
it.
I have two Apex mounts. I don't have one on my main platform. I had my Apex mount on my PC, and my Apex mount on my Xbox, and that was the weirdest thing because it was like, okay, well, and I wouldn't buy additional crates. I would use my crowns to purchase those crates, and I was like, I'm not spending $100, $200 on a mount.
Oh wow, that thing would be the biggest news.
That's not something. I don't have gambling addictions. So I kept asking myself, why don't they just like put it on there like for a flat fee? Because people will buy it more frequently, to be honest with you. Like if you saw a mount you wanted for $30, you're more than likely to buy it direct than to keep purchasing crown crates. Like they're trying to go off of people's addictive personalities, hoping they spend more money. But what they fail to realize is they're actually losing money because the people who don't have those addictive personalities aren't going to cater to that. And they are making money. I'm not saying that they're not making money from crown crates. What I'm saying is they could be making more money if it was just direct for a limited time. So imagine those Apex mounts every 3 months, limited time.
Yep, because if
People will buy them. They'll buy them.
people will always buy them if it's available like that.
Yeah,
People
and-
always buy them.
And before the crown crates, they used to do that, and they were making money doing that. That's
Good
what's
God,
killing me.
Very
It's,
mute all of
I
a
mean, what do
sudden.
you guys think, Scott? Jackson, I mean, do you guys agree with that? If you guys saw an Apex mount, well, like Scott, I actually am jealous of him. He got the fat cat in this game. He went and he wanted that fat cat, and he got it. And he felt comfortable with the price, and he was like, yeah, it's a good price. I want this cat, and I'm willing to pay for it. And he bought the fat cat. Like, Square Enix doesn't use crown crates. It doesn't have, ads where when I log in the game, it's trying to get me to buy stuff. I don't.
To be honest, if anything, this game is just bombarding you with things to do.
Right.
Which, trust me, I do not mind, but still. That's the only thing this game really bombards you with. It's just, hi, do this, do this, do this.
Right.
Every time I log in.
And that's the thing too. I honestly do enjoy the content, and the Hercules got me in on this, and I'm so glad he did, because he's like, have you tried Final Fantasy? I'm like, isn't that a very heavy story-driven game? I'm like, I'm a little Final Fantasy 11 I wasn't a fan of, so I don't know if I'll like 14, which I never played this before. And I was like, I hear very good things about the quality of the game. I just don't know if it'll be for me. And I was like, it has a free trial. I tried it a week and a half later. I barely got around 20 something, I bought it. I was sold. I got to try it for free, and I was like, okay, I actually like this game. I'm buying it. So, and I have it on both platforms. I have it on PlayStation, except I won't have Shadowbringers on PlayStation. And then I did the pre-order. Did you do your pre-order for Shadowbringers, by the way, Lord?
Yes, it did. Give me a moment. I'm gonna reset this general chat because things suddenly went mute.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, I wish you would be able to just buy stuff instead of RNG. Thank you, brother. And see, and I know you're the type of person, if it was open, you would buy it, Scott. I know you would. Because you're the type of person that, you know, if you want something, you will buy it. But I think I've had this discussion with you a long time ago. And I just don't get why they don't. Like, why don't they just do that?
Well, you see, it's all because of basically I'd say it would be EA and Activision who sold off tons of loot boxes, making tons of money. So they're just like, remember, all these game companies are still, at the end of the day, a company. They have to make money to stay in.
And this is the thing, and I agree with that. Like, to me, it depends on the business model. If it's a free-to-play game, like, I have no problem with microtransactions. So microtransactions isn't the problem with the industry these days. It's the exploitation of going against people's addictive nature to try to get them to spend more money. It's a gambling effect. And they're like, it's not gambling. It is. Because if that person wants that item enough, they just it's like a slot machine. They just keep putting coins in it. It's like taking a kid to an amusement park and remember the old crane? You know,
God, yeah.
Remember the crane? Right? And they would have
always a crapshoot. That was a crapshoot if the claw functioned properly.
Right.
I have seen crane games where the claws were just 2 pincers rather than 3.
Right.
So there was even less of a chance of you getting what you want.
And that's the thing. They put up the toys and they said, this isn't gambling. It's skill-based. Remember that? Oh, I think you all know.
No, it is not no skill. I will tell you skill-based games, and that would be that fucking roll thing in Chuck E. Cheese that you get tickets.
Right.
This crane shit.
Right.
It's just bullshit. Nah.
Yeah, the little mini games at Chuck E. Cheese, like those little games like shooting the basketball or whatever. But when you're using that crane thing, there is like it's a setup, because it's not meant to actually. It's supposed to lightly, and if it doesn't, you just keep throwing money into it. It lets you believe there's skill behind it, but it's still a functionality.
Actually, it really is. If anything, it's more and more of a just way for you to cheat things. Because here's something dumb. I have seen those crane games.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen them come with probably the dumbest thought process possible. I've seen it where it's just a metal stick, and every prize in there has a magnet in one spot. Only one spot. The sad part, the magnets were never strong enough to actually attach to the rod. Ever. They were never strong enough.
And the kids just keep like used to feeding money or asking. Like my kids would ask me to do that, and I'm like, you can play anything in here except that. And I'm like, it's a setup. It's a setup. Like my kids, like I wanted to teach my kids good behavior, right? So I was like, gambling is gambling. They want you to win. I'm like a lottery ticket or scratch offs. You go, they want you to
doing scratch off every now and then. That's like that's something you can do monthly.
Right.
It ain't nothing but $2 to $10 depending on what you buy. That's a scratch off. It ain't nothing.
Well, like my wife, she likes that. Like every once in a while, she'll buy like those $2, $3 tickets, whatever, like $3 or whatever, and she'll win every once in a while. But she does the smartest thing. Like instead of cashing out and making herself feel good, she'll just be like, okay, well, this is my money to go buy another scratch off or two. If I lose, I don't buy anymore, and then I wait. And if I have extra little bit of money, I'll buy another one. But you see these people who keep buying and buying and buying because then when they win, it gives them a sense of accomplishment, and they just keep pouring more money into it, hoping to hit bigger. You know, it's a mechanic.
It's just that addicting nature.
Right. It's to give them a sense of like, I won. I doubled up my money. Yes. Now I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna actually waste all my winnings to try to make more money and probably lose. You know.
Yep. And every single time I see it say, you can win 100,000, 1 million. What? The biggest one I've seen is saying 1 billion, and I immediately looked at it and said, that is never going to happen.
The lag is actually gone in ESO, in BGs at least. Well, someone said the lag was a little better in BGs, but the problem is the queue system ice. They're working on it. They said they're working on the queue system across the board. It's been posted on the forums that the queue system's broke. They're working on a new queue system for ESO. So I'm going to wait until update 24 before I come back. So they're supposed to...
Don't worry. They'll get it right when Akavir is accessible in 2021.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So I heard the lag is a little better in Battlegrounds currently. I did hear that, but, I
don't really
there was a
touch
post.
the Battlegrounds anymore because, well, one, playing a Warden tank, yeah, you tend to get locked down pretty harsh.
So when you get this complete, Lord, let me know, man, and we'll get you through the raid.
Yeah, this thing is just one extremely long
yeah,
fetch quest.
It's just that's the what I only think my only problem in this. But yeah, that's why I said I might be coming back after update 24. So I will be logging into PC. I have 3 computers here, so I have a low end rig. My queues were really good earlier, were they? Yeah, but it's on the forums. It is on the forums. They're replacing the queue system. Like, there's been major problems with queue systems. And they said they're aware of it.
I do not like about the latest class in ESO, though. Necromancer. Mm-hmm. 2 of its skills are required to be on your bar at all times.
Right. Right. But I think some of those
things... which that is the morph from it. It consumes up to 6 corpses. Mm-hmm. And it gives you a generation of 6 ult per corpse and 1,000 health per second.
And this is where I feel like that was the unique thing. Go on.
I want to say right now, while leveling in the Alakir Desert, every encounter I had with the Poles, I could drop a Colossus in every one of them, even the small 9 to 12 Poles. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it hits pretty hard.
Up with the 200 to 250, and I can drop it every pole.
Yeah, I've heard crazy things about Stan because of all of these things, and they're going to tone it down, but it's going to take a minute. That I feel like Zoss got a lot on their plate, and at least things have been notified, things have been confirmed, and I just wish the PvE I'm always happy about the lore and the content, the open world. I'm disappointed in the dragon mechanics after watching all the dragon fights. And I have. And I'm like, it's a dragon. Really? You guys left this thing grounded? I'm like, why? I was really disappointed.
Actually, the dragon does fly around. It does spawn flame Atronax or iron Atronax, which I believe is actually not a thing.
Right. But once it lands, it's down. It's down.
Yes, and its attacks are very dangerous to the point where being a melee user is absolutely not worth it.
Like, I wanted this thing to, Necromancer's Blast Bones is doing half the damage that it should. For Magicka, right? You mean for Magicka.
Oh, yeah. The Magicka Necromancer is just absolutely not worth it.
Yeah.
Heck, let's take the base death cipherability from the tank class.
We all miss your empty resource bars. D-Ice. Thanks, man.
The Stamina Morph, in the Magicka Morph just makes it heal a little bit more. while on the stamina morph, after the third cast, it causes off balance.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure off balance increases damage.
Well, and the thing about it for me is like I feel like they're going to at least they're starting to understand to get away from the gimmicks. I feel like they should have addressed some of the necromancer issues, in PTS. Obviously there are a couple of things that got
multiple things I was told about that I just knew was busted. Was like it was in the PTS, and I'm like, so they left this in knowing how busted it was. I mean, yeah, the max conversion literally does no damage unless you're basically
dragon fights are like Skyrim and they're laggier than Somerset Bar Swap. No, it's Stam Necro. Mag is fine from what I heard. Oh, got you. Well, the funny thing is, Mag
Necro is absolutely balanced, but why go balanced when you can just break the game entirely?
I agree with the Skyrim dragons. I mean, I like as far as the look and the way it comes in, I agree with. But the thing with Skyrim dragons, the Skyrim dragons have a mechanic. Each dragon had a mechanic, its own unique mechanic associated, right? And you would actually see, these moments depending on your encounter with the dragon that literally you saw how the animation changed with each dragon with its mechanic.
Yeah, that honestly does disappoint me slightly.
Right.
For Skyrim, because it's like, y'all could do this, but in Skyrim, a single player game, y'all couldn't make dragons more interesting other than just like.
Well, and here's the thing, like you went from like this really like dragons in Skyrim, like you were Dragonborn, right? And you were like, we're gonna destroy the dragons. You absorb their power, and each dragon had a different unique encounter system to it, and all of this, and then you get to Elsewhere, and they land the same. Their head pulls are the same. The way they turn,
honest, though,
I'm like, what the
it's just
fuck?
Like, I won't lie. To be entirely honest, I'd say the ESO dragons are more complex than Skyrim dragons, because Skyrim dragons, they fly. They breathe fire / ice.
Right.
And they do shouts. Very rarely do shouts.
Well, I like the animation better in Skyrim dragons. The way they come in.
Yeah,
and
I agree on that one.
Is that Kel in the background? No, this is Lord. So the way it worked out, like I wanted, like when I saw the dragons, I was okay with the size of the dragon, the look of the dragon. You know what I'm saying?
Those dragons are much bigger than the ones in Skyrim. So I'm
like the
ones in Skyrim are pygmies.
The ones in ESO, the ones in Elsewhere, as far as aesthetics, I was pleased with. Right?
But one thing I'm not pleased with ESO's dragons is just that, this is Elsewhere. Why aren't we doing something with the phases of the moon that are literally tied to how Khajiit live?
Right, yeah. The lunar systems.
Dragons
like when Maul, like how everything had reflected in Maul. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because the Maul of Lorcan, the temples and everything had like lunar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like dragons could have been saved for a completely different DLC. Because, like, okay, imagine this: instead of this DLC, you actually another DLC involves the Greybeard, and they get like you can go join them or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's just like you can join up with them, and they will teach you, like, say they'll have their own skill line of 3 shouts. And the only way to level them up is to defeat dragon.
Right.
That way you have a reason to go out and find these dragons.
Incentive, it gives you an incentive. And then it has to give it, like, you're opening up other possible skill abilities. I kind of like that idea, because it kind of fits in some of that element. But they would have to give it, like, almost like an ultimate ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it an ultimate.
Actually, I was thinking that all of them would have to be ultimate.
Right.
Due to how
the way the combat system works. Right, exactly.
We have no reason to actually be proficient with these shouts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but to give it the incentive of, You could have done it like talisman, like some sort of arcanic, you know, ability or arcanic device that gives you a temporary effect, or it's something attached to the lore, whatever. But the one of the things
I was thinking
it
more along
is
the lines of you have you have an ultimate shout, like say,
even.
let's say for Roda, and
Mhm.
you can cast it at different intervals. Like say 50 ult would give you Foos, and if you go up 100 and another 100, you'll get the other two words.
Yeah, like I like the idea because it's ultimate related. It's not, and it's completely controllable. It's isolated. It's not a skilled line per se as it is an ultimate a fact. And that you can even what I'm saying. You can it would have a different ability, and I kind of like that. They need shouts in ESO. I want to fuss rode the Mystic off of a bridge on stream. Yeah, like I said, I mean, if I go back to ESO, it'll be PC first, though. I'm going to check out everything on PC. That's one mistake I'm never like. I'm good in PVE at this game. Like this game, I'm fine with. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing Elder Scroll raids. The Elder Scroll, well, it's not raids; they're trials, but
To be
basically
honest,
they're
the
raids.
newest equipment within ESO,
Mm-hmm.
within elsewhere, none of them are anywhere near dangerous
Mm.
except for one crafted set.
Right, right.
It involves Cadwell.
Are you still running your Aaron missions?
Yes, apparently it just keeps going.
It should finish up here somewhat sooner or later. I see you came back.
Yeah, it says a performance of the ages. That's the one I'm just now completing, so I'm returning them right now.
Yeah, this one's
But like the one set in all of the Elsewhere DLC that would make any difference would be the one that basically summons Catwell's horse.
mm-hmm.
And if you do healing, it heals for 1,200, I mean 12,000 over a few seconds, and then despawns afterward.
Right.
If you're doing damage, it spawns and does the healing amount as damage instead. I believe it was either healing or oblivion.
Well,
Not healing, but magic or oblivion. I believe it was magic because 12,000 oblivion damage would be outright busted.
I don't need my PSN account. I canceled PSN account Ice because I haven't been playing ESO. The only reason I had my PSN account was for ESO. Since I haven't been playing it, I don't have my PSN account. So it saved me $50 for a couple of months. So yeah, I don't have it. The only thing I can access is my PC ESO. So because it's not tied to a fee or or subscription base anything. So I can, if I wanted to PvP on ESO, I could jump on PC.
Here we are, Labyrinth of the Ancients.
You got it?
Unlock it.
Oh yeah,
Now the quest to unlock it.
got you.
A new dude just showed up, so I'm assuming it is. Yep, it's taking me down that way towards the raid area.
Okay, now
Okay.
once you go in there, it'll just take you there. But you'll go down and then I'll queue us up. And let me check. Once you do this, we should be able to. We'll be able to do it in the daily format to give you the bonus. But yeah, like I haven't missed Elder Scrolls. Like I haven't. I mean, there's a couple of times I wanted to go in and check a few things out because PvP. I wish this game had more PvP to it. So in some ways, maybe the PvP is kind of what I need between time. But when from a PvE game, I'm not missing it. Like I'm more than busy with this game. So I still have to unlock my Sigma Scapes and my Alpha Scape. So and my Omegas. So I'm more than busy with this game. There's I have 70 dungeons unlocked total. Like I have a lot of content. And I mean a shitload of content unlocked. Oh,
I am able to do the raid now. Go ahead and set it up.
sweet.
I'm glad I did a little bit of
Oh,
ironwork farming.
that's right. You won't be able to do it until we complete it for the first time. So that's fine.
Right.
Let's do that. Labyrinth of the Ancients. So yeah, I mean I don't feel like I'm missing anything in ESO except like that's
You-
another thing like
you
Battlegrounds.
better being
They haven't
read.
updated any reward system for BGs other than the weeklies. It's
Holy
like
shit,
there's no
1563. That's a lot of people.
yeah. This is
Wonder
a
how much fun they
the-
can even handle that.
this
many
is
people.
this is a 24 man raid.
All right. Well, time for the first time to see if this piece. Time for the PC's first stress test, I guess.
The first one's not bad. I mean these three. Well, I would actually have to say out of the first three, the World of Darkness, it does have a little bit more difficulty to it. But like when you do this, you'll get like there's of course like we have like the Coils of Bahamut, and then we have like our savages, and then you have extremes. So those are like the hard modes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna get into like your whatever, that's where like your hard game is. Like extreme, like especially if you're like looking to get your achievements. If you're looking to get achievements and ponies, it's like do I want to get my ponies? Like my PvP mount, that one was a pain in my ass. And that's the only reason I PvP'd because it's almost up. And I was like, I'm going to have this goddamn mount. I'm going to have it. And when I got it, I was like, I got it. I got it. I got it. And to this day, I'm just like, oh my God. It is so nice. It was worth it. I had to like do a lot of PvPing though. Oof. But no, I mean, I think like I said, I'm probably coming back in January as long as everything's good in ESO. But I'm not going back full time. If I go back, it'll be like for PvP. ESO's got a lot of things they gotta like impress me with. Like
Okay,
I'm
seeing
really
that
spoiled.
walk-in of just 25 people is honestly badass. I won't lie about that.
Yeah. This one's easy. This one's not too shabby. I'll help you through the mechanics. All right.
The only macro I have is just straight up. Let me go ahead and just click that button.
So we're on A team. As you can see, there's 3 teams on. You'll see like
Apparently, I'm on C team currently.
no, you're on A team. You're on my team. So
Sure. I
yep.
think
Mhm.
I'm on.
Nope, we're on A.
Oh, okay. I just don't have it properly up then. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to fix that later.
3 teams. At certain time in these raids, we split up, and we'll be given a small little side thing to do. Pretty much though, we're all together. So there's 3 tanks, there's 6 healers, and the rest are DPS. Right? And like for example, typically B team, each one's different, but like the tanks will take certain points, and like ads and spawns and stuff.
Right. Holy shit, that is quite colossal. I am so glad that I'm actually still managing to keep my frames somehow.
Yeah, just stay on the platform and avoid the AoEs. That's a nice thing too about your job. You have a lot more flexibility due to your range. Stay out of the miasma though on the ground. That'll kill you.
Right.
Like the raids in here, like normal mode isn't so bad. It's not. Extremes and slayers, yeah. There are mechanics that'll kill you, obviously, but once you learn the mechanics, you're usually good.
Yep, it's just that mechanic thing. All it takes is one little slip up of mechanics. Yes, cat, I know you're there. Please stop rubbing against my foot. Make me tickle. I want to know where the heck my cat got a foot fetish, son.
That's another thing. Like the eye candy in this game. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like
I'm concerned about what you mean by eye candy.
when you do a jumps on your Dragoon, what I mean, do you feel that like that effect? Like when I'm flipping around with on my red mage, I'm like, holy fuck me, man. Like,
well, I do feel that I am always casting scatter whenever AoE fights come
oh
in.
yeah, obviously, yeah. Like right now, it should be almost like a scatter spam.
Yep, and that's a easy distance I should not be able to jump across, but I think I cannot. Oh, it's because I don't have a target. Let me just jump across the line real quick. I just love the fact that I can just do that with a gap close. It's just so convenient.
I know a lot of people like, I feel like most people want to rag. Like, that's another thing. Like, people want to, like, go from one game and rag this game. Like I said, Elder Scrolls to me is always going to be my favorite MMO because the build capabilities and the lore. I love lore in ESO. Like to this day, that there's like no lore that, in my opinion, matches the quality of Elder Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fantasy.
Yeah.
It's very heavy fantasy. So it really does feel like medieval, type lore, type and to me that's amazing.
It's always just that wee bit of medieval combined
right.
with some extremely strange shit that just makes no sense.
Absolutely, and to me, I'm always going to be admiring those things about ESO, always. But at the same time, it's because of my love for ESO, or my love for Elder Scrolls, I should say, that I'm always going to be somewhat disappointed from the technical aspect, because it's like your Elder Scrolls. You should be setting the bar pretty fucking high. There shouldn't be any game that should beat you out technically, let alone anyway, possible. And unfortunately, every game does to a degree because of performance, and that's what makes me upset.
Yeah, I figure, but there's one bit of lore that kind of upset me entirely about Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
The entire world is the fever dream of a sleeping god.
Yeah, I mean...
That really did not help with the entire lore. That was just like...
Well, and you're talking about from Oblivion's introduction.
No. It's actually the entirety of the world.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, we found these things out during the Oblivion. Like all this stuff was kind of introduced with like the Numidium and stuff.
I am feared to the point where I'm actually about to jump into lava.
Like, that's another thing. Like, they could have reintroduced the like a form of the Numidium and stuff. The Numidium would have been like really cool for an introduction. Like some of the lore the back lore on that.
Right.
I mean, we know we don't have the Dwemer anymore, but it's always speculation what happened with the Numidium and all this. So there's always like room for introduction. Now we got to go to the left side here, Lord. Now your second part of your name's pronounced Fior, right?
Yes, Fior actually.
Fior. So it's like the J silent, right?
Yes. A lot of people have actually made that mistake, and some people have had to punch in the teeth because they pronounce it in the worst way possible.
Yeah, but it's French, right? Want to say French?
Actually, no, it's Nordic. Norse. Funny part about this name is from back when back when Elder
Okay.
Scrolls originally released.
So you want to, when you get here, you want to stand on the platform.
All right, I'm going to A side, right?
Yeah,
That's
to the
where you
left
are.
side, right. And you want to be on the platform.
Oh, this place is now sealed off.
And just DPS every. I'll pull everything to this point.
There we go.
Like I said, these ones aren't so bad. Everybody knows what they're doing, though, so typically. If you fuck up in this place, you just instant die. But Labyrinth's not, like, it's the introduction raid.
Gotcha. I wish I had a way to set my
Okay,
set
you're
my
good.
UI to home. Okay, that's a it's that
This is
well.
kind of like AA in a way. Like, I don't know if you've ever did AA in ESO. But, like, AA has, like, the rocks that everybody has to be standing on to move forward. So, like in here, or like the little section part where everybody's got to do their part to move forward, same concept in this game. Like everybody's got to, complete one side for to be able to move forward. So it's kind of like
Right.
that. So, which okay. So we're A team. So we're to the left. We're right by this magic pot right here.
I'm
Once you
gonna
get
ask
once
that.
you get turned into a shadow, you can DPS the boss. But if you don't have the
Right.
shadow debuff, you have to focus on the ads. Like we all have it now. You should have it.
Yes. So while I have the shadow up, I can
You
DPS
can
the
yeah,
boss.
yeah, right. But if it's not on you, it'll say it'll just basically he'll be immune to your damage.
Gotcha. So it looks like we have a good minute to do DPS.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll lose aggro here as soon as I lose my debuff. And the other tank will have to pick him up.
I'm getting extremely lucky with my Veriprocs. Okay, there we go. The chain just stopped. I've managed to go through the rotation of Ver Arrow to Ver Stone to Ver Fire basically on repeat. Okay, I am no longer a shadow. Focus on that, right?
Yep, he's
Or
dead.
everything just dies. Mind.
Yep. It's all good in the hood. And anything you
I
see in
feel
the loot that you need, just roll need on. Because this is how people used to progress their gear. Not that you'll need it, but it's still good for glamour. So
true.
it still has good application for grammar. For glamour. Okay, now we're going to go straight. We got two more bosses, I believe. And then you'll get another one, and you'll do that. Now, once you open these up, you can do them in daily format.
Right.
And same thing with Alexander. Like you'll unlock like Alexander, you'll unlock, and then that's a way later on to farm up more tokens and resources and tombstones and stuff. So like in ESO, our dailies we get keys, right? For our
Yeah, we get them
dailies.
undone.
Right, right. For our chest. In this, we get tombstones. That's what our dailies give us in this game. So,
Which, by the way, I do have some irregular tombs.
yeah, those
Tombstones
are
of Philosophy.
for the Moogle. I'll show you where those are. You can pick up mounts and stuff. Okay.
All right, so I'm guessing we go to the left here.
Yep. Each tank takes one, and the group goes to the corresponding boss. Make sure you kill that balloon, the Allegan balloon.
That blew loaded. I was found it quite hectic in order to actually stay locked on to a boss or move lock on to a different target. Oh boy, that sounds bad.
Get the napalm. Oh, I don't think it's gonna matter. Almost did. We can't do anything until that other boss is down.
Gotcha.
Okay, now we just
Well,
killed
you say you can't do anything, but that gives me time to build up.
There we go.
I almost feel bad for that thing. That thing just died way too quick.
Yeah, yeah. It's not until like I'd say like you're level 7. Well, it's about to change. But it's like I said, like right now we're on like normal. And it's not like we're in Slayer. But if we were in Slayer, this would be a whole different beast, you know. Now,
Right.
I'm gonna let the other
Oh,
tank. Yeah,
that's terrifying because I've played Monster Hunter and fought against that thing. That is extra terrifying.
okay, so the number 1 tank, he's the main tank. He's going to take the Behemoth. I'm going to grab the Colossus when it comes out. So I can't do anything. Now, if you get stoned, you'll see these little rocks above people's heads. You want to go ahead and literally make sure you get behind one of those rocks or you die when they drop. Now get behind.
Yeah, meteor.
Get behind that rock.
Luckily, I still casted this Iron Giant dude in front of me.
Yeah, I got the Iron Giant, but
Yeah, I've played enough. Oh, wait, what? I was behind it.
you must have been slightly on the side of it. It's fine. It happens to everybody.
Oh, I was not aware that Hagenbana actually stacked. That is mildly terrifying. I'm gonna wait until the split meteor come down. Now I'm gonna revive.
Yeah,
So I won't immediately eviscerate. Oh, and I revive in the AoE. That's actually also bad.
Okay, now behind the rocks again.
Oh, whoa, what? Oh, it died.
Yep, it's dead. And we're done with our raid. Now you turn in. Oh, no, it's shortcut. We're not done. I just leveled up. Hit the shortcut. Sorry.
Oh, I do need those pants since I do not have any pants.
Yep.
And set up better than the base red mage.
Red Mage, I really do like Red Mage. I think Red Mage is a really good job.
It is very fun. Very fun. But may I never fight another behemoth in this game again because that goddamn
so we're
terrifying.
We're to the left, and I'm going to tell you to run, and you have to get to this pad, or this thing's going to blow up, and you'll die instantly. So we're all over here, and you're going to stay on this side. See where this lip is, where it curves up? You want to DPS right there. So DPS right here where I'm standing, jumping up and down.
Gotcha. Uh-oh.
Just don't stand in the red and you'll be fine.
There's something on me, brother.
Okay, yeah, they got it. Okay, Ancient Flare, get over there on the pad.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. We're just going to kill it, and then we're going to run out and just start DPSing again.
Grab.
Just stand in between the things. You got gloved? They got ya. Okay, Ancient Flare's about to come up again. Yep. Out, 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 out. Save me, healer. Okay.
Alright, that should be the last phase of that.
Yeah, this thing's dead.
The amount of Hachibana, Higenbana's on it is just pretty much terrifying to say the least.
Oh my god.
That was a lot of red on that ground.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are we gonna like miss this? Because I think we're about to be dead. Okay, now we just hit the shortcut exit and all good. So, welcome to the raid. What'd you think of your first raid? It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Just let me never have to fight another behemoth again. I still have Vietnam style flashbacks from Monster Hunter. No lie, Behemoth and Monster Hunter is fucking terrifying.
Now, once you get out, you'll go, yeah, it'll take you push out right there, and then you'll do the little thing, and then you'll come back, and then you'll get another quest to do the next one, and then the third one, and so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
And then you'll be able to actually queue them in the daily roulettes, which isn't too shabby. And then, of course, let me show you where this is after you turn in here. So I'll show you where this is. I'll go to Gridania. As soon as you get up here and turn in, I'll show you where you turn in your irregular.
Anything from that?
Yeah. Well, you'll get their Allegan tombstones.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It helps.
Which are just basically very old floppy disks.
Yeah, the crafting in this game, man, this is what keeps me busy. Like, I'm still messing with all that. I'm not doing too shabby, but that's the time sink for me. You know, because that earring from pre-order, yeah, that Aetheryte earring's been a blessing for me, but jeez.
I haven't even touched any of the crafting yet, to be honest.
Oh my god.
It's just that ESO crafting is just like,
yeah, it's cake. It's just getting your unlock your thing. I like the crafting system. It's simple, but you know, it's just like, you know, you 2 days to learn something. I like the ESO crafting system, but this system is like you need components. You need to craft components. One job has to craft components for another job. You know, it's like there's a little bit more to it. So. Okay,
right. And
now.
I have 250 of those prophetic tomes.
Now, after you pick up the next quest, come to Gridania, and I'll show you where the vendor is for your regular tombstones. Now, like, some of the mounts are really cool, and, you know, cooler than others. Like the Lanner, the 51 is called the Lanner mounts. Those are flying mounts. And those things are really cool. They also have Pegasus. Pegasus is nah. It's nah. But the White Lanner and the Rose Lanner, or Rose kind of looks like a pink, I guess. I don't know. I'm colorblind, red and green. But there's the White Lanterns, whistles. Anything that says whistle is a mount. A horn or a whistle is a mount.
You're done.
Yeah.
My question is, what is the difference between a flying mount and a land mount?
Well, some land mounts do fly, but not all of them.
But what's the difference? Don't they all just kind of stay on the ground?
Well, the flying mounts hover. Like if they're birds, they just hover. They don't actually land.
Okay, so there's the only real difference is that they just kind of hover.
And then like there's certain ground mounts that don't fly. Like my cheetah-looking pet doesn't fly. You know, my regular chocobo doesn't fly. My black chocobo flies, but not my yellow chocobo. So, like right here, there's this Moogle. See this little Moogle over here?
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, he's the person who will take your irregular tombstones, and you can buy things. Anything that says whistle or mount, or whistle or horn, is a mount. And the lanterns are the most expensive. Those are the bird ones. Pegasus, meh, whatever. And then there's, you know, the Epps horn, all these other ones. And then there's Paladin.
Okay, that was a goof on my part. I thought the Infernal Horn actually was like trapping.
No,
was a mount.
It's a mount.
Dumb. That was a dumb on my part. That's actually trapping.
Oh, you're learning. You're just learning. It's all good. Anything that says horn or Magitech key, if it's a Magitech key, that's a mount too. But sometimes you need to collect multiple components to unlock other Magitech items. Like the beetle, the Magitech beetle, you need multiple components to put that together.
Gotcha.
Moogles are evil, by the way. I'm sure you know this.
What?
Moogles are evil. These things are evil.
What? How?
They look so cute, they have to be evil. That's what I'm saying.
Oh. Just, Jesus Christ.
They're like cats.
I was like about to say.
Cats are cute and cuddly, but they don't like to be, like, touched. They don't like to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like to be touched, but they don't like to be, like, groped.
Snuggling up to my feet.
Yeah, they don't like to be, but when you pick him up, will he let you pick him up and just whatever?
Nope.
Right.
Nope. They do not like to be touched like that.
Right. And that's why I'm always saying, like, this is why I think Moogles are evil, because Moogles are like, you know, like cats in ways. It's like, yes, I'm cute. Yes, you want to cuddle me, but you're not going to touch me or I'll scratch you. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, like, wow, don't piss off the Moogle.
What makes it worse there is that there's a Moogle costume for your pet.
Yes.
In Monster Hunter.
Oh,
and I put that on my pet and I gave it a katana.
Dude, they had a cross event where you could get a Monster Hunter mount in this game. They had a cross event. I don't know, but there was a crossover. That's how I got the car. Like, I have the Regalia, so I did the quest event to get the Regalia, and so Square Enix is always having cross events with their other games between the games. So like they'll offer tons of different stuff, which is cool. I think it's kind of cool. So I thought that was really cool. And by the way, I honestly have to say, I like the way female characters look in this game better than ESO. Have you seen some of the female outfits in this game? I'm like, wow. They look feminine.
I've seen several of the outfits in this game, regardless of gender, and I'm just like, this looks more unique than ESO.
Yeah, as far as like outfits go.
Like, take this goddamn dragon-looking motherfucker in front of us right now.
Yeah, he looks all sophisticated, doesn't he?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure he's also a paladin based on the thing on his back.
Oh no, that's an astrologian. That's an astroglobe.
What the fuck is on hip then?
That's an AST. Watch. I'll show you my AST.
Is that just a straight up deck of cards? That is a straight up deck of cards.
Yeah, look.
That is a fucking dual disc.
Right. Yeah.
Noble.
Right. So check this out. Watch. Okay, watch my character. You watching him?
Yep. It's actually fucking kick ass.
Right.
Like, part of me wants to now play Magic just because.
Right. Right, dude.
It's just like, oh, it is literally card game to
and,
support.
and if you scroll in, you can see the pictures of the cards inside.
Gee, you ain't kidding.
Now watch this.
Actually rotating. Yeah. Neat. I feel retarded, but I actually do not have any of the healer classes unlocked. I should really fix that. Should fix that.
That's why I like people when people like want to dog this game. I'm like, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You guys don't know shit. Like some of the graphics in this game is just crazy. And then have you got to try your battle stances yet? So
Battle
like
stance.
oh, yeah, so check
The only
this
thing
out.
I know about battle stance is that I just equip weapons.
It's like an emote. It's on your emote. So check this out. Here's my victory for a red mage. See? Flipping the sword around.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So that's this is your battle stance. Yep.
I forgot that some of the emotes actually do things with the weapons.
Right. It's kind of cool. I really like it. I dig it. And each one's different too. Each job's battle stance and victories are different. So I kind of like that as well. So if I go to like say I go to a summoner, it's not going to be the same, which is really cool. So it's the same emote, but it'll have a different effect. See?
Right. Which, to be honest, I did want to play. What was that again? Summoner, I believe.
Summoner. Yeah, this is my
Arcanist,
summoner.
which I believe sure goes into Summoner.
Yep.
Mostly because it summons Bahamut, and let's be honest here, it summons Bahamut. Nothing else need to be said about that.
Yeah. You see the new one where they're bringing out the Phoenix? I wish the pets would have looked a little better. The primal pets would have looked a little better, but you know it's okay.
Yeah, gotta go somewhere with it.
But the EOS got an update.
Dead ass summon fucking Leviathan.
Yeah, that EOS got a nice update. So I will say, EOS looks pretty cool. Because like the Titan Eggy, I'm a little worried about, but other than that, everything else is, it's doable. It's manageable. So
I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go.
Yeah, I got to get going
I have
too.
work.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you for stopping in on the stream, man. I got you on my friends list. And anytime, man. If you need anything, let me know, man.
Right on.
All right,
I'll
man.
catch you on the next.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for once again, everybody. Have a nice day.